All right, so for the hyacinth, uh, um, day four. Sorry, it's early here, so everybody's still sleeping, so I'm trying to be quiet. Um, but for the hyacinth prompt, I did use my koi watercolors. I grabbed a few colors that I thought I would like. I really like these koi watercolors because they're very pigmented. I do like the pan sets because they're easier to carry around and use, but I still really like these. So you can just see me picking through and deciding what colors I want to use. I took a piece of freezer paper and just a little piece, I didn't need much, and cut it out so you guys could see it. And you can also see my little snake that I made. Me and Courtney, my youngest daughter, ended up making like a bunch of little clay things before Christmas. Prop, I decided to uh, go in and sketch with my pencil. And I also chose a grape hyacinth. I was really attracted to the way that they looked. Um, I thought they were just unique and pretty. And I also tried to pretend like I was this is going to be silly, but I pretended like I was a bug or like a frog on the ground looking up at the hyacinth. Um, so you can kind of like use that as a way to maybe get a different perspective. Uh, Maybe while you're trying it out, or painting it, that you can kind of think about like the way the hyacinth smells or the way that the water would, dew up on the petals. There's so many things that you can do to capture the art that aren't like I don't really know how to explain that, but there's there's a lot you can do to kind of just think about it from a different perspective. Um, and maybe just don't focus on the end outcome, but the process. So you can see that I drew the basic shape and outline. And now I'm just going through and like you can see I move around on the page because I get to um it feels right to me to move around. I don't feel like I always want to stay in the same spot. Maybe that's ADHD, maybe it's just who I am. But I do like to move around on the page. I'm not sure if you caught it, but if you look over in the right hand side, there's a little eraser. That eraser is just like a pencil eraser type thing, like a click mechanical pencil, but it's like an eraser inside of it. I will figure out the name of it. I think I got it from, I think Michael's, or I think it was Michael's I got it from. It's a Mono Zero by Tombow, and I do really like this for detail work. It's not necessary, but it is a really nice. I'll put it in our supply list, but it is nice and I enjoy it. But definitely not something that I think that is required. I also like kneadable erasers, not to be confused with kneaded erasers, which I have made that mistake before, and I actually have pieces of an eraser that I'm like, why isn't it kneading? Because it's not kneadable. It was already kneaded. All right, so I am going to speed up the rest of the video. Um, it's pretty straightforward. I didn't do anything crazy with this. The 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 difference in this one compared to the other three is that I just used a different perspective. So I pretended like I said in the beginning, I just pretended like I was looking up at the flowers from somebody else's perspective, like a little frog or a bug. Um, so that's the only like real difference. Uh, and you can see my kneadable eraser there. I do love that. And what I did here was I just lifted up as much of the pigment or the pencil as I could so that I could still see it, but not be focused on it. If that makes sense. It's just, if you just like press it down and then lift it up, it helps to remove a lot of that. So here I was just going through and like just playing with how it looked. Remember, this is a sketchbook. It is not meant for everybody to have to see. Like you can just keep it for yourself. So I took like a really light wash of the purpley pink, and then I just kept going back in and dropping color in, higher pigment or like more pigmented. As you can see, like right here, it's not like I didn't do anything groundbreaking or whatever. I just kind of just was like adding color here and there. I encourage you to play with this because, like I've said before, you can always start over. You can always pick a new page. Like you can do this. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. At this point, I decided to go in with my marker. I'm using the King Art. I think it's 0.8. I did forget to get a decent picture of that. Um, but I think that's what I'm using. And I do really like these. These are from Walmart. I will also add those to the list, supply list. Um, I think that I think that I should have left these without the black ink maybe, but I was experimenting. I do like it. It's a bit cutesy for what I was going for, but I'm a cutesy girl sometimes, so it works out. Uh, so yeah, this is pretty much it. I'm really excited to see what you come up with. I believe you can add your pictures to the community here on YouTube. If you have any questions about that, let me know. If not, then join our Facebook group. I'll zoom in on this here in a second so you guys can see the cross hatching that I'm doing at the bottom of the hyacinth. I actually kind of love the way that the cross hatching looks on this, to be honest. Like I go back and forth. Like I like the ink, I don't like the ink. But when you zoom in, I'm like, oh, it is actually really cute. I do like it. Um, but that's personal preference. You can either do it or you don't have to do it. You can do whatever makes you happy. Oh, I did go in towards the end and I did a highlight with white gouache. You can't really see it. I don't know if I really added anything, but I did do that. So just so you can see it here. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day.